Alright, in this video I'm going to talk to you about organizing your fonts into collections. This is a great way to keep organized, keep track of your fonts, because I know if you're like me, you probably have dozens and dozens of fonts, but I typically, instead of, as another way of being efficient when you're designing, I like to narrow down my designs to working with a handful of select fonts. So the way I do that is I put them all into a font collection, and when I need to design something, I'll go to that collection and select one of those 10 or 20 fonts rather than scrolling through all my hundreds and hundreds of fonts. Um, so I typically like to work with a handful of fonts on most projects. So what you'll need is a font manager. If you don't already have one, you can just go to Google and type font manager. There's a bunch of free ones out there. If you're on a Mac like me, FontBook is a font manager that comes free with a Mac. It's awesome, so that's what I'm using. Basically, you have all your fonts here that are on your computer, and then you would come over here to this button here, click create a new collection, name it, and then whenever you find a font that you want to drag into your web banner collection over here, you just click it and drag it into there, and that way, like for instance this Lost Type, these are all the fonts I've downloaded from that Lost Type site that I mentioned in the previous video. So I can see that I know that all of these are high quality because they came from that site. So that saves me a lot of time when designing, and I can go and I'll organize them based on their styles typically, or where they came from, so I'll know what the quality of them is. So when I'm designing and I want a particular style, I know exactly where to go. So check that out. Definitely, if you don't have a Mac or if you don't have a font manager already, go ahead and check that out and download one to help you keep your fonts organized.